All right, welcome everybody to another Hearthstone Classic stream. I have at least three classes planned for today. Let's look at the first deck of the day, which is going to be the simplest deck of all time, probably. If I have it here. There we go. Face Hunter. So, the hero power of Hunter is just to deal 2 damage to the enemy hero for 2 mana. And it makes sense because your hero power is going so hard for just doing direct damage that the rest of your deck would be doing the same thing. So this is a well-established archetype, and it's a very straightforward one. You just try to do as much direct damage as possible to your opponent. Now you can build it in a few different ways. I think the build that I have is kind of normal. So you play a lot of small minions that you can play early. So you have Leper Gnome that is a 2/1 minion, but also when it dies you deal 2 damage to the enemy hero, so it will deal at least 2 damage. And if it gets to attack only 1 time, it has dealt 4 damage for just 1 mana, so pretty good. Ardent Squire, that's a 1/1 with Divine Shield, so that one is just because it will stay on the board a bit longer, so harder for your opponent to get rid of. And then Abusive Sergeant can give one of your minions +2 attack until the end of the turn. So he is essentially, if you have something that can attack your opponent's hero, then it's basically like a Leper Gnome. You can do 2 extra damage up front with this guy, and you also get the 2/1. And then there's Worgen Infiltrator that has stealth, so it's harder for your opponent to get rid of, so maybe you'll get at least 1 attack in, and maybe that means you can use Abusive Sergeant on it. Then we're playing Timberwolf just because we have some beasts in the deck that this can give extra attack. Typically we don't play this early. Tracking to look, just to find the cards that we need for the situation. This lets us look at the top 3 cards of our deck and get one of them, the others are discarded. So we don't want to be trading a lot, but sometimes our opponent will put taunt minions in our way. So we are playing 1 copy of Hunter's Mark, so we can make that minion's health 1 and then go directly for the face. If you're not familiar with the term face in Hearthstone, it means the hero. Maybe it was established by day 9, I'm not sure. But anyway, we are playing a lot of charge minions because they can attack the turn that we play them. So we can just play them, attack our opponent's hero, and then let them die. But we've already dealt the damage, so the damage is done. And if our opponent has no minions on the board, then they might even have to use removal spells to get rid of them instead of just doing a favorable trade using the board. So we have Leroy Jenkins, of course. He can also summon 2 whelps. And this synergizes with another card we have, Unleash the Hounds, that summons a 1/1 hound with charge for each minion our opponent has. So we can play Leroy, give our opponent 2 whelps, and then play Unleash the Hounds to get 2 extra whelps because of the 2 drakes. Or whelps, sorry. We have Wolf Rider, that's just a charge minion, so he can attack straight away. Kill Command, or actually let's look at all the charge minions first. And we have Arcane Golem as well. So this one is better than Wolf Rider for the cost, but it has the battle cry to give our opponent a mana crystal. So we need to be a bit more mindful of when we play it, because we can sort of speed up our opponent when we do it. We also have Animal Companion. This has the chance to summon Huffer, which of course will always happen because we're Face Hunter. But it can summon one of 3 different minions, and they all have equal chance of being summoned. So one of them is Huffer, which is like an Arcane Golem, but without the bad battle cry effect. So we just get a 4/2 for 3 mana with charge, which is what we're hoping for in most cases. But there's also 2 other minions that are okay. And all of them are beasts, which brings me to the next card, Kill Command. This says deal 3 damage, but if we control a beast, we deal 5 instead. So we have the Timberwolf as a beast. We can summon beasts with Unleash the Hounds. and we also have Animal Companion. So we have ways to get beasts on the board so that we can use the kill command to deal extra damage. And yeah, so that's what the kill command is there for. Then we're also playing the Eaglehorn Bow. So this we can just attack their hero directly with. It's just a weapon with 3 attack and 2 durability, but it also gains a durability when a secret is triggered. So we're also playing 3 secrets. Misdirection that when they attack our hero, another random target is chosen. This is especially great if they only have 1 minion on the board, because then they will always hit their own hero. But it can do a lot of things. It just kind of depends on the random result, but if we have the bow, at the very least we'll get another bow charge, which is another 3 damage, and we'll also not take the damage from the attack that we would otherwise have. And then there's Explosive Trap. This is especially good to deal with decks with a lot of small minions. When they attack, it deals 2 damage to all enemies, so we will deal 2 damage to their hero as well with this. And if we have the bow again, we get another charge on it, so essentially it's like 5 damage. 2 from this, 3 from the attack that we'll get on the Eaglehorn Bow. And the last card in the deck is Knife Juggler, who just deals 1 damage to a random enemy when we summon a minion. And yes, he can just be played on his own and be decent, or in conjunction with some small minions. But a nice combo with him that we have in the deck is playing Unleash the Hounds, and then that means that each hound we summon will also let the Knife Juggler throw a knife. So that's another good reason to be playing him. So that's the whole deck. We're just gonna try to deal direct damage, so let's jump into a game. And damn, my throat is hoarse today. And if I wasn't unsure if I'm allowed to do this on stream, probably I'm not, I would play the Face Never Trade song. You can look that up if you want to. It's captures the feeling of playing the Face Hunter. One of the dumbest decks of all time. Now, it is dumb, but I wouldn't say it's one of the best decks. It's pretty fragile, especially against Warrior, because Warrior can armor up. But we're gonna do our best. So typically when we play against Warrior, it's Control Warrior. I should also mention a new league was a new season was just started. So we should be facing just random level of skill opponents right now, because most people are back to the chicken level you can see down here.
Let the pain speak to me.
Acolyte of Pain, that's a bit annoying. So we could go for the Animal Companion. Or the Bow. I think the Companion is best. We get the Huffer, as always, of course. And the song says that we should never trade, so let's just go face with this. Now, but you should actually consider trading. But I want to get the damage in here, because that makes it a lot harder to get rid of the Huffer. Oh, actually, this is... Okay, he saves himself from taking the extra damage, but he could have attacked, so he could have taken... Yeah, it's probably correct. So I think this is the time for Arcane Golem. So if we attack him with it now, it's 4 damage. And it's gonna be another 4 damage if he decides to kill it with the axe. And then I think it's worth that we're giving him an extra mana crystal. So he plays the Abomination, but then he uses the axe on it anyway. So that seems wrong. Okay, he's very low on life. I think, yeah, here we can play the bow, use hero power.
First kill.
So we can kill the abomination. And we can use the hero power. Puts him at 9. So we're threatening to do 3 plus 5 plus 2. We're threatening a kill next turn if he doesn't armor up. So he probably has to armor up. Warrior also has shield block. He does armor up. So right now we're 1 damage off. Yeah, it's 5 with this combo, Timberwolf plus kill command. But we can play tracking. We're not in a hurry, really. Interesting. Knife juggler seems fine. Or we can take the Worgen, and we have the mana to put the misdirection on the board. Like, I probably don't need the misdirection right now. Yeah, I don't think so, because there's no big reason for him to attack our heroes. So I'll just put the knife juggler on the board and use the hero power. And again, this threatens lethal. Because we can do 3 plus 5 with the kill command, 2 with the hero power, that's 10. Oh, this is definitely a mistake. I mean, maybe not because of what he has in hand, but it's very obviously going to lead to a kill. Yeah. So we just finish him off. So some games will go like that and look really easy. But it seemed like either this guy didn't get the right cards to respond to what we were doing, or he wasn't being careful enough. Because, yeah, you gotta be mindful of not taking too much damage against this deck. Try to play it very conservatively. And Warrior has access to Armor Smith that can give more armor and shield block and the hero power. And you have a lot of good ways to clear the minions as well. So typically, I'd say it's like one of the... It should be a good matchup for Warrior. But of course, can't win all of the games. So this is a mirror match. Now, not all hunters are playing this this style of face hunter. Looks like a good start. We have 2 low-cost minions, but we're going second, so we'll be a little bit behind. Explosive Trap can help with that to clear the board. So Stone Tusk Boar, there's another warrior build that plays a lot of beasts. I think it's called like Sunshine Hunter or something like that. So that is probably that. I guess the Infiltrator to stop the boar from trading with our 2-1. Because this way, if he plays another minion, we could potentially... Yeah, we could, like, for example, if there's a Knife Juggler in the deck, the Worgen could trade with that. Alright, then it's time to just attack the face. I just realized the problem with this though. There's Unleash the Hounds in Hunter, so he could just play that and trade away all of these, and that would suck. But looks like he didn't have it. Maybe we just had to hope that he didn't have it, but that was risky. I think this is a decent moment for Arcane Golem. Probably Arcane Golem is good when there aren't minions that can trade it away. Because then he probably has to spend some time playing a card to get rid of it. Yeah, like this, like Arcane Shot. I think the games today feel easier because the ladder was just reset. So now we play around Explosive Trap, I think. So we can trade here first. Oh, that's a Freezing Trap. Probably makes more sense to play around that. But anyway, we can... It says face never trade, but I think trading here makes sense. Just to make Unleash the Hounds less bad for us. And let's get water. Yeah, this is going according to plan. Animal Companion is nice. Let's use it. We get another boar? Yeah. Always get Huffer. That's some good advice. So we trade this so he can't kill the Huffer, so we actually are trading once again. And Steady Shot. So it looks like there's no kill this turn. I can play the bow, get rid of the owl. And do 4 damage to me. And I can Steady Shot. And I think I'll coin out this misdirection as well. But Hunter typically does not have healing, so I think this is just game next turn with the Steady Shot. Yep. But it's more fun to play Leroy Jenkins, so that's... Alright. Yeah, let's do another one. We had a quest to do 300 games, so let's do another one. And this camera is like not completely... How should we do it? No, not like this. This is more centered, but you can see my bananas.
Let's begin. Bring it on.
So I don't know if that's good. Another hunter. This is way more hunter than I usually face. Get rid of the mark. Yeah, keep the rest. If we're expecting like the I'm botching the name probably, but the beast hunter, the sunshine hunter or whatever it's called. Or face hunter. Those are kind of the ones that you usually face. No pun intended. Yeah, we just start off with the leper now, I guess. Because it's more nice to be able to trade the gnome with whatever minion is played afterwards. Okay, so now we can Knife Juggler and coin out another Lucky Gnome. And then we still have the ability to play the bow on our next turn if we want to. There is his bow, yeah. And we still gotta be wary of Unleash the Hounds, but... yeah, so the Worgen represents 2 damage per turn. But using the hero power is guaranteed damage that he cannot clear, so let's go for that. There's a secret. That's a bit of a problem. Because we sort of... yeah, if we don't trigger the secret, we're not doing much this turn. So I think we'll just trigger it. Despite knowing that it's an explosive trap. Actually, yeah, I should play tracking first. This is bad turn ordering, but it's okay. Maybe explosive trap for the arcane golem. Probably arcane golem. Another secret. Okay, so his bow is gonna do a lot, but I think we just have to chew through these secrets so we can start or continue to deal damage. Misdirection, so we take 2, but we don't lose our juggler. Sorry, our Worgen. And this time instead of hero power, I think it has to be Knife Juggler. So we're threatening to deal damage with him. We still do 1 damage with the... there we go. With the Knife Juggler trigger. And now he's at 7, but the main thing... oh, there we go. Okay. So this is the combo that these beast decks go for. So you play the Starving Buzzard, and when you play Unleash the Hounds, you get to draw a card for each beast summoned because of the Starving Buzzard effect.
Get in there and fight, maggot.
So he can, but he still can't clear the board without using the bow. So this could be a problem for him. Oh, there we go, Hunter's Mark. So now he can clear the board. So we could be in trouble. We don't have lethal on our next turn. This turn we can deal maximum 6. So, and we can't. Well, we could kill a minion too, but. Yeah, typically in Hunter there's no healing, so maybe we should kill a minion. Trying to think. If we use a steady shot, we put him at 7.
I wonder.
But if he puts up a taunt, so we could play the bow, attack, and then kill one of the minions with Kill Command. But then if he puts up a taunt minion, we can't kill with the bow next turn, then we're depending on the top deck. So I think we have to go for attacking with this and steady shot, and then hope he doesn't have enough damage. Because he's representing 9 damage right now, and he needs to deal 7 more. Which is not impossible at all, but we have to hope, I guess. There we go. Yeah, that's game. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I could have kill commanded the buzzard. maybe it's better to play around the kill command than to play around the Houndmaster that gives taunt. Anyway, that was Face Hunter. I think let's move on to another deck I wanted to show. This is kind of a homebrew. Plays the Murlocs. We already saw Warlock on a previous stream, so you can get a lot of cards from your hero power. Then it's basically like the Sue Warlock. So you play a lot of cheap stuff, but then you're mixing in the Murlocs. So the Murlocs, they have abilities that give other Murlocs extra stuff, like Grimscape Oracle gives them extra attack. This one doesn't do anything, it's just a minion. This one gets extra attack when you summon other Murlocs. And then you have a Blue Guild Warrior with charge. This one that gives summons a 1/1 Scout Murloc, so summons more Murlocs. This one gives health to the other Murlocs when you summon it, and then one of the best ones, Murloc War Leader, gives all your other Murlocs +2/+1. It's a huge buff, and Old Murkai gets +1 attack for each other Murloc on the battlefield. So a lot of them, they get better stats the more Murlocs you have. And this fits pretty well in Warlock, because you can draw a lot of cards and play a lot of Murlocs, despite you being able to play them so fast because they cost not that much mana. So normally you would run out of cards, but because you're Warlock, you don't. And then this deck is playing the Young Priestess just like the Sue Warlock. So try to keep your Murlocs alive, because the longer you can keep them alive, the easier it is to get value out of effects that buffs all the Murlocs. And for this reason, I'm also playing a pretty unconventional card, Blood Imp, that is like the Young Priestess, but he has stealth and doesn't have any attack. And this is a Warlock specific card. So yeah, it's kind of a weird card, but the idea is to give more survivability to your Murlocs. And the rest of the deck is kind of like a normal Sue Warlock. So you have the Flame Imp, the Voidwalker, the Knife Juggler, of course, and Leroy Jenkins as a finisher, and Soulfire. Soulfire, every Warlock deck like this has to play. Basically every Warlock deck in general, even the Handlock plays this. Alright, so yeah, let's try some games with that. Not very complicated. You play a lot of Murlocs, you attack with them. And you try to keep them alive, so you can make use of your effects that buff the Murlocs. And of course they make funny sounds when you play them as well.
Gul'dan versus Nemzi.
Let's dive in!
Your soul shall be mine.
So another Warlock, usually I expect Zoo Warlock or Hand Warlock, but normally it's Zoo Warlock. Anyway, in the opening hand, I don't think I keep any of these. One more cards that are good to play early. See, this is a lot better. The Murloc Tidecaller benefits from being played early. And looks like we're up against Sue Warlock. Handlock does not play Leper Gnome. So here I think play the Voidwalker. And then there's a debate here if we coin out the Flame Imp or the Tidecaller. I think the Tidecaller kind of makes some sense, because we might want to summon Murlocs next turn. Let's go with that. And the trade you would be worried here is about is Shattered Sun Cleric. That can, okay, but Shattered Sun Cleric is a 3 mana card, so it's not a problem. Okay. Anyway, for this reason, because he can buff his creatures and do a good trade, then we use the fact that we have the opportunity to trade right away. So Mortal Coil, but he can't. Yeah, he can't do more than a 1/1 trade here. Now, this is pretty perfect. We can play a Tidecaller, play another Murloc who gets charged, buffs the Tidecaller. We could even Soulfire this Leper Gnome.
What a slam dunk!
But it feels a bit better to go about it another way. So if we do this and then we trade here, I think that's better. We keep the Soulfire for something bigger. As we should be able to call it to play whatever we draw, so that the Soulfire is available to us without discarding a card, and that's true. But the Crusader is kind of annoying. So we're going to play the Flame Imp, I mean that's for sure. And then the question is if we try to trade here or what. I think not, I think just Soulfire a minion. Well, that is kind of trading, but... And we can play the Blood Imp too. So he will get a favorable trade with this Crusader. But we have a big board, at least.
My shield for Argus.
And here we can live tap right away to see what we get. Right, we would prefer to not let him get a bunch of favorable trades. So I think we have to trade here. This is a 1 health one, so it seems fine. We can play the Voidwalker without it dying to prevent this Argus guy from killing the Grimscale Oracle for free. Maybe it's even gonna get more health from the Imp or the Priestess, and that did happen, so now it's at 4 health. Oh, this can happen too, but now he has to discard 2 cards, so it's okay. Doomguard is a huge minion, but you have to discard 2 cards when you play him. Okay, so we live tap again. And... you just play in the Knife Juggler. And attacking him means limiting how many times he can live tap, which is a good idea. So let's do that. And yeah, he has to attack the Knife Juggler because he got a bunch of extra health there. So live tapping now means he will die to Leroy Jenkins if we get him. Tidehunter is pretty good too. So we can play this, get another Murloc, and then play the Seer. We have a pretty good board. Hard for him to stay alive for another turn. Alright, so Grimscale Oracle here means we can deal only 5. And if we live tap, we can die to one of the Doom Guards on our next turn. So the options aren't really perfect. There's also, we can play this trade. Attack for 2, he's at 4. We play the Young Priestess.
I wonder.
But then he just needs to draw 2 extra damage. So I think I prefer live tapping and hope we get something that helps us. And we did. The War Leader. Pretty good. Yeah, so if you get to have your minions stay on the board for a while, you should be doing well. But a second Doomguard was big. We had to draw something that lets us deal extra damage. Old Murkai would work, Leroy Jenkins, another Cold Light Seer, I guess it's called. The one that gives extra attack.
Mine is the only way. Your soul shall be mine.
I think I forgot to mention that we are playing Mortal Coil. I guess just to trade better. And we're expecting Sue Warlock, so Mortal Coil is something we keep. This one lets us do 1 damage to a minion, and if it kills it, we get to draw a card. So it can just be a +1 trade if we're facing minions with 1 health.
It's time for a little blood.
Yeah, Mani Berserker. And this can't get rid of. We could play the Blood Imp to go to 4 health. Abusive Sergeant is still a problem. Yeah, this is a bad situation. Because we don't have Abusive Sergeant in our own deck. We sort of would need a Soulfire or something here.
Almost out of time.
The other option is to just attack it ourselves to prevent the Abusive Sergeant play. I think we can do that. Because then if he attacks, we have Mortal Coil to finish it off.
Get in there and fight, maggot.
Yeah, there was Abusive Sergeant. Okay, so I'm sort of happy. Oh no. I was happy with how it went, but yeah, then the Priestess hits the wrong thing. We could not afford to have it hit the Berserker. We can still Mortal Coil something here. And that will be the Priestess, of course, because it gives extra health. And then we can play the Tide Hunter, I suppose. But he can still trade this board away. Abusive Sergeant on this one, and the Berserker on the other one. So we're in a bad position. But he decides to just attack our hero,
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
which could be a mistake. Oh, he has Soulfire. Never mind, we're just getting steamrolled this game. We're just losing super duper hard. The Bluegill Warrior can get rid of the Berserker. But that's it. So we have to live tap. And, well, I don't know, he's kind of running out of cards, but we have a lot of work to do to get back on this board, so I think we're just losing. We're gonna make a try. So Knife Juggler. and the war leader that he kind of has to trade away. Yeah, unfortunately, he can easily clean this up too, but he's just attacking the hero, so maybe there's already lethal here. Yeah, well played. All right. All right, I will play another Murlock game, but let's take a very short break first. So I'll be right back. Alright, we are back with some more Murlock games. Let's start this. So, the Blood Imp might be a mistake. Just might be a mistake. Maybe you want like an Abusive Sergeant or something played a bit more normal, closer to a normal Sue Warlock list.
Soul shall be mine. I am your nightmare.
I think that's correct. Makes it easier for you to make favorable trades in those situations. We're playing a Warlock again. This hand looks fine, I think. Thing is, there are times where the Blood Imp is just great. I think we start with the Flame Imp. Because next turn can still be Blood Imp plus Tidecaller, and then we can play the Tide Hunter turn 3 to give the Tidecaller 2 extra attack. This might be a handlock, given the fact that he's just passing. Maybe the Blood Imp will be useful here if we can increase our... We gotta watch out for Hellfire here. The next turn he could coin out Hellfire. And I'm not sure if we should force him to do that or if we should play around it. Good life tab. Good life tab. This might... Yeah, now the Flame Imp is immune to Hellfire, which is nice. And he still plays the Hellfire, so that's a big win for us. because now we can just play some Tide Hunters. Of course, there could be another Hellfire, but it's not that likely. And this makes Murkai really threatening. We'll actually have 6 attack if we play him now. So he's going really low on health. And Grimscale. I think this is just game. This has to just be game. It's too much damage. This was the perfect Murlock game. That was a quick one. Turn 5 kill. If things go the right way with these decks, then... And he was just life tapping too. Then things can go really well. Alright, then... We did the Murlock thing. I wanted to show the Homebrew Priest as well. So let's go to that. This was a priest that I built when trying to get to Legend with Priest. Just call it Wall Priest. And I did get to Legend, and this was when there wasn't a lot of bots everywhere. So it was actually playing against real humans, getting to Legend. Yeah, this... So I was... How do I describe this deck? So you're playing a lot of big minions. I was trying to get away from a lot of the auto includes and try to add more like general value to the deck. But anyway, so we haven't played Priest before on the channel, so the hero power of Priest is that you can restore 2 health for 2 mana, of course. So you're very good at... you gain a lot of value from having minions on the board and keeping those minions alive. You can kill other minions with them, then heal them to make them stay alive. Then maybe you can kill another minion with the same minion. You gain value this way. So we're trying to abuse that as much as possible. For this we have, for example, Northshire Cleric. That says when a minion is healed we get to draw a card, a great card. We can also play this early against aggro decks. We also have cards like Earthen Ring Farseer that can restore health, so adding more healing. That also combos with the Cleric. Injured Blade Master is a staple in Priest as well, because he deals 4 damage to himself when you play him, so that means you can heal him afterwards, triggering cards like Northshire Cleric. But also you can combine him with Circle of Healing that costs 0 and restore 4 health to all minions. Another great combo with the Cleric. And you have some big minions too, Chillwind Yeti. This guy is just a big minion for 4 mana, because you want to be able to put something on the board that you can trade with and then heal to gain value. And the Darkscale Healer is a Chillwind Yeti, but for 1 more mana, but it also restores 2 health to all friendly characters. This one is pretty unorthodox to play, but yeah, I think it sort of ties into the other combos of the deck. We just want a big minion to put on the board that we can heal, has a decent amount of health, and then this one also does some healing itself, so we can combine it with some other stuff in the deck. And then we have Cairn Bloodhoof, kind of along the same theme again. You can think of him as 2 Chillwind Yetis, because when he dies, another 4/5 is summoned. So hard to get rid of, and that means it's easier for us to be able to trade and then to heal the minion again. And also to give the deck some longevity, because a lot of the cards here are just trading and kind of staying alive against aggressive decks. You try to get on the board, stay alive, heal your minions. But against slower decks, you need some more value. So we are playing Thoughtsteal to steal 2 cards from their deck, put them in our hand. Well, not steal, they still keep them, but we get 2 of the cards that they have in their deck into our hand, so we can generate value with this card. And we also have Ysera as a very late game option, where we at the end of every turn get a dream card. So this, if she, they basically need to get rid of her really, really quickly, or she snowballs to a crazy degree. It just keeps getting cards. Basically impossible to kill unless you have direct removal, because she has so much health. Yes, and then the rest of the deck is some removal to get rid of minions. So you have Shadow Word Pain, and Shadow Word Death. So Shadow Word Pain gets rid of a minion with 3 or less. We need this to kind of not die against slower decks, but it's great against, for example, Control Warrior. You can get rid of Arma Smith and Acolyte of Pain with this. Shadow Word Death, again in the slower matchups, this really helps us. Destroys a minion with 5 or more attack, but it can also help against a Zoo Warlock that has the Doom Guard that we saw today. In terms of smaller minions, so there were 2 here that I forgot to, or that I didn't mention. So Sunfury Protector gives our adjacent minions taunt. So this deck was built very much so to be able to deal with the speed of Zoo Warlocks. So it plays a lot of ways to deal with aggressive decks. So this once we have put some minions on the board and we make them survive, then we solidify, we turn that board advantage into them not being able to deal damage to our hero with charge minions and stuff like that. And that's what the Sunfury Protector is for. But it's also a minion that you can play early, and you can possibly trade with it and heal it. And then there's the Wild Pyromancer that says after you cast a spell, deal 1 damage to all minions, which may seem a bit crazy, but we are playing this some spells that you already saw, but also Power Word Shield. So we could give a minion +2 health and then draw a card. So we can, for example, play the Wild Pyromancer, then play this, give him 2 extra health, then he deals 1 damage to everything. And you can play another spell after that, deal 1 damage again to everything. So he's great at clearing the board of small minions. You can also combine this with Holy Nova that deals 2 damage to all enemies, and then we restore 2 health to all friendly characters. So yeah, you can deal a lot of damage to the whole board with combos like this. And by dealing, this guy deals damage to your own minions too, of course, but sometimes that is good because you can deal damage to them and then play Northshire Cleric and then Circle of Healing, and you heal all of your minions and you get a card for each one of them. So you can get some crazy draw combos as well. And we're also playing a copy of Silence, because there is some Death Rattle effects like Sylvanas that are really bad for us. So this is a good way to deal with those. And this also works with Wild Pyromancer as an easy way to trigger his ability. And that's basically the deck. So it's a priest that tries to be good at getting on the board early and then staying on the board. And then we have some cards that try to make us survive in the slower matchups, where getting on the board early is not as important, and they can sort of pick off our minions with removal cards one by one. So that's the deck. Let's jump into a game with it. And the deck has been doing pretty well despite being kind of unorthodox. A lot of the ideas in there are common. Maybe one of the most unorthodox things is I don't play Alkanai Soul Priest. There are a few other cards that are pretty common in Priest. The Alkanai Soul Priest turns your healing into damage, so it means you can use Circle of Healing to clear the entire board of smaller minions. Okay, we got the... So we're probably up against the Warlock. We got the Cleric, which is nice early. And the question is if we keep the Holy Nova, because we know that it's going to be useful later on. I think maybe. So a problem with playing the Cleric early on, I think I also forgot to mention, we have the 1 mana spell Holy Smite that just deals 2 damage to something. Again, that's to stop the tide of these aggressive decks. But yeah, the problem with playing the Northshire Cleric early on is they can play a 3/2 minion and then trade favorably. Okay, let's go with this. But I don't know that I want to be playing the Northshire Cleric early on because of this problem. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I'll just relax. I'm not sure. Or we force him to use the coin to put a 3/2 on the board. The problem we have no way to deal with the 3/2. So then he would just trade favorably with the Cleric. But then he has to have drawn a Knife Juggler. Because we're fine with him playing Amani Berserker. Okay, let's go. Because this stops some other plays, but Knife Juggler would be bad for us. But I think that's the only card that's bad for us, though.
Do you need a blessing?
Okay, Young Priestess is okay. And this is also okay.
Right away.
So we can attack this guy and just heal, and we get a card. And also, for later, we have the combination of Wild Pyromancer and Powered Shield. So I think probably it is correct to play the Cleric. It's just that sometimes you will get screwed by them having the Knife Juggler. And he's just playing all the minions, so this is a pretty great opportunity to clear the board, it looks like. We can play the Wild Pyromancer and just clear the entire board. I mean, I can't say no to that, can I? So I can Holy Smite, or I can Powered Shield, and that would preserve the Northshire Cleric. So we can trade here, but then the Leper Gnome stays alive. I think that's fine. We can keep the Holy Smite then. Yeah, that seems good. So this is basically the perfect scenario, it seems.
The light protects me.
Okay. So we could actually fully heal this cleric.
My eyes are open.
And we get a card. We can even attack the Berserker and Holy Smite it
Right
to
away.
get rid of it. That seems good. Yeah, this game is going exceptionally well.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
So we could draw one more. Oh yeah, I can clear the board here.
Right away.
Attack here.
Of
Attack here. We can Holy Smite this. We can play the Protector.
Shields up.
We don't want to give the Northshire Cleric taunt. I think we want to keep it alive.
It's time for a little blood.
Oh, we could Circle of Healing here. And just draw 2 cards. Actually, we can even attack this wolf and then Circle of Healing. That's 3 cards. This almost feels unfair when you get it the right way. But the problem is really getting on the board as priest. Staying on the board is easier. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards.
Of course.
Counting to make sure we don't overdraw. We can... Yes. And now we can play the Yeti. This is looking just beautiful. The right way. But the problem is really getting on the...
Do you need a blessing?
Yeah, the rest of the game is it's not even a game. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards.
Of
Yeah, we gotta be careful with overdrawing now. Now we should have 8 cards. We can heal her. Maybe play the Pyromancer. Because Sue Warlock does not play board clears, so we can be safe in playing up, putting a lot of minions on the board.
Who dares summon me?
And we already have the Shadow Word depth for this guy. Oh, whoops. I didn't think about that. The Pyromancer dealing damage to everything, but that's okay.
My eyes are open.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Your turn!
Right away.
And yeah, there should be no way to lose.
Put this apple on your head.
Get in there and fight, maggot! Get in there and fight, maggot!
And that's game, yeah.
This time.
Very nice. Alright, let's play some more Priest. Yeah, so if you get on the board and you manage to stay on the board, especially if you have the Cleric, so you keep getting cards when you heal, then this deck looks nuts. But yeah, the challenge is really getting to that stage. And that is why the deck is so adamant about playing all these cards that try to control the board early.
Let's have some fun.
The light shall bring victory.
So probably another Sue Warlock, so we don't want these cards. Maybe the Blade Master. If we get lucky, we can get a Circle of Healing and then he becomes great. We actually did. That's pretty amazing. Alright, so let's just pass. We can't do anything.
Do you need a
And
blessing?
yeah, we're gonna get very aggressed on here. And Blade Master might not be coming fast enough. But we're gonna try.
The light protects me.
Because we're already taking 5 damage a turn, and now it's even more. But yeah, we have to play the Blade Master and the Circle of Healing to start getting rid of these minions. And there could even be Soulfire or something that lets him clear the Blade Master. But yeah, like Abusive Sergeant on the Argent Squire or something would be worst case. Oh, and now there's Void Walker, so there's a taunt minion as well. Okay, so now it's Power Word Shield to hope we get a card that helps us here. Not really. All we can attack is the taunt minion, and we can heal, so we'll do that. But this is looking really, really bad because we're not we're not getting rid of the minions fast enough. We needed more of the cards that deal with threats early. Like for example, if I had drawn the Holy Smite, we could have gotten rid of the Young Priestess, and then it wouldn't be as bad of a situation. Shadow Word Pain would also, instead of healing, we could then get rid of the Flame Imp. And yes, once again, this is terrible. Yeah, I don't know if there's a card that saves us. So Holy Nova gets rid of these two. We got the Holy Nova, but now the Holy Nova does not get rid of those two anymore. So we can play the Dark Scale Healer, kill this, go to 11. No, sorry. Yeah. We actually stay at 9. And then we lose to the board. That's 9 on the board. Yeah, so I'm just gonna concede. It's too much damage. Yeah, that's gonna happen every once in a while. You just the Sue Warlock gets a good start, and you don't have the cards in hand to deal with it. You need the Holy Smite, Shadow Word Pain. You need Wild Pyromancer. The Blade Master was good, but a bit late. If we had had something to like a spell to get rid of one of the other cards earlier, then it would be okay probably. Oh, Rogue. So unfortunately Rogue is a really bad matchup for this deck because we can't go beyond 30 health and we don't have a lot of direct damage to threaten the Rogue. And Rogue is very good at getting rid of minions from the board in a cheap way. One of the few ways we can get rid of the Auctioneer is with Pyromancer plus Holy Nova and another spell. But we need to be at like 8, well, we need to be at least 7 mana to do that. So it's a big problem. Chillwind Yeti is great. The healer is pretty good too. We're really looking for minions to put pressure early on. But typically I don't want to play the Pyromancer early on. Maybe I should still, just to start dealing some damage. Trying to remember how this matchup goes. If I just save the Wild Pyromancer in hand forever until I can make that combo happen. It's a bit easier with the coin. Cleric we do play early, that I'm sure of. I think. Just as I say I'm sure, I'm not sure. Now we need some more water. Okay, and this is good because now we don't have to play the Circle of Healing right away. We can just play the Protector. Alright, sorry, I mean the Wild Pyromancer.
Right away.
Deadly Poison.
I got this.
Yeah, that's annoying, but it's okay. And again, I want to save the coin for the Pyromancer combo with Holy Nova, so we have a way to get rid of Auctioneer. And then we're sort of hoping that the Auctioneer is drawn pretty late in the process.
My eyes are open.
Farseer. So this is threatening to get rid of the Protector. We just Shadow Paint it, I think. Azure Drake. Yeah, at least we made him spend a backstab to get rid of the Sun Fury Protector. Um, yeah, so this could be the time for the healer. Or the Yeti. Play the one. I mean, if we play the healer next turn, it's going to heal everything too anyway. Guess the Yeti's correct. And still no auctioneer, but it could appear at any moment. And we have to top deck Holy Nova to be able to deal with that. But we're only missing, yeah, we're only missing one card to deal with it. He's concealing the Azure Drake.
This guy's toast.
So he went for the conceal without the auctioneer. And this maybe has enough damage. But we do have healing. We're gonna heal 2 when we play the healer. We don't want to use all of these cards just to get rid of an SI7 agent. That's all we can do, so we play the healer.
I got the best deals anywhere.
There is the auctioneer. So now we we need Holy Nova or some other. No, we need Holy Nova. Because you run into a problem with Wild Pyromancer where it will kill itself after the second spell. So we need Holy Nova for it to stay alive long enough to deal the damage to Auctioneer. I mean, I can heal it in between, but that doesn't really work. Yeah, so this looks like it doesn't work. We have 3 spells that we can play. But it doesn't matter. Well, we could silence the auctioneer to stop the draw. But is that? Yeah, I don't think that's enough. But let's try that anyway. Yeah, it's probably not good enough. I think we're just dead because there's 11 damage. He just needs to deal 9 more. And we can't clear this without Holy Nova. So you kind of had to hope to get the right draw in this matchup, and that he doesn't get the auctioneer early enough. I feel like a big reason Priest is not that great is, yeah, you feel like you need to build your deck in a way where you can beat the fast decks. But then against decks like Miracle Rogue, you have few meaningful ways to interact with their deck, and Miracle Rogue is a pretty popular deck. So he's just thinking.
Quickly.
Fan of Knives. I mean, if we're not dead this turn, then I guess there's still a chance. In theory, we just need the Holy Nova. Come on. That's not a Holy Nova. Yep, that's gonna be game, right? Right, yep. Let's just play our cards for fun. And we concede.
best.
All right, I want to redeem this priest. I wanna. We want to get some more wins with this. Well, we had a plan. It didn't work. But Holy Nova there would actually clear the board, and he didn't have that many cards left. We could also heal. We were at 7, we would heal 2 with the Holy Nova, we can heal 2 with the hero power. So the play is Wild Pyromancer, Coin, Holy Nova. Oh, looks like we got another win. Well played by us. Alright, let's go to the next game. Yeah, so then we would have enough mana left over to use the hero power and heal and get to 11. And with no auctioneer, no board, only a few cards, the rogue is sort of just waiting for the next auctioneer. We can heal every turn in the meantime, so I think that game was salvageable in the scenario where we get Holy Nova. But yeah, we just need to get it.
Anduin versus Valera.
I make my own.
The light
Another
shall
rogue.
bring victory.
So we're in problem territory. Actually, at this point I'm thinking probably you keep the cleric as well, because then you can do some circle of healing combos to draw into the exact cards that you need. So we already have 2 of the things that we want. Oh, and now we also have the Holy Nova. Okay, well, this is what we're banking on, so we're not doing anything else. Interesting. Well, let's see if it works better this game. We're keeping all of these. Yeah, we're just healing. Even though we're not damaged.
We hunger for vengeance.
There's Thalnos. Yeah, that, I mean, I guess that's a problem with not being on the board. But let's just leave him there, I think. So, because we don't have the coin, we either need to draw a spell that costs 0, or we need to wait until we are at 8 mana to be able to do the combo. We're at 5, so we need 3 more turns. We can play this Protector just to try to clear the Thalnos, but probably this is going to be cleaned up easily with a backstab or something. Okay. So at least this turn was not the auctioneer turn, which is good for us. And also, it is kind of good if the burst damage is being used now rather than later, because at least it means we can start healing. Okay, we do have a 0 cost spell, so we can actually do the combo now. Wild Pyromancer, Circle of Healing, Holy Nova. Works. So maybe it's going fine. If we get to 8 mana, we can also include... No, we can't. Yeah, we can include Northshire Cleric in the combo then and get cards back. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Blade Flurry for 2 damage seems just wrong. Maybe it's not a Miracle Rogue then. So we're at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards. Thought still puts us at 10 cards. We thought still. Got the SI7 agent. I don't know, I guess Face Rogue or whatever you would call it might play these cards as well, so it doesn't tell us a lot.
I wonder.
So I think we Holy Smite this to not overkill. We heal ourselves. And we pass. Asia Drake. If he doesn't conceal, we can get rid of this with Holy Smite plus SI7. Using some of his medicine against him. Alright, very nice. Holy Smite, SI7. Keep healing. One problem also we have versus Rogue, that I think other priest decks have an easier time because they play Holy Fire. So they can like kill an Asia Drake and also heal themselves 5 at the same time. Might be a big reason why you should play a different kind of priest. Okay. So we could heal a lot here. Double Earthen Ring plus hero power. Probably makes sense. I'm kind of just waiting for the conceal combo with Auctioneer, but it's not coming so far. It's still only the Drake on the board. Like at that point you start to wonder if you should just play Ysera. But there is sap for that, to put it Ysera back into hand. Then we still get a dream card though. And the dream card could be Ysera's Awakening to clear the board. Let's try it. Emerald Drake. So this would probably get sapped. Okay, now there's finally the Auctioneer. So we can do the combo. We do get sapped, of course. And now I assume there's gonna be Conceal. Yep. And okay, Blade Flurry. So let's count the cards in our hand. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if we play those cards and get the draw from Norshire, that's fine. And we'll spend 8 mana on it.
Do you like to play with fire?
Is someone injured?
Finally, we get to do this. And I think we heal our hero. Or do we heal the Pyromancer? Makes it a bit trickier to get rid of.
Quickly.
Five, 6, 7, 8. I'm not sure this is correct, but Just figure it makes it a bit more likely that we can stay on the board. There's another sap. Usually, I think a lot of lists only play one sap, so I wasn't expecting this. And the problem now is we're going to overdraw because of this. That card wasn't important though, but now, yeah, we don't. So this is another issue. We don't have a way to deal with the second auctioneer. So what do we do now?
Must consider.
It's almost 100% that we die next turn. Actually, well, we can silence the auctioneer to stop the draw at least.
Must move quickly.
Play the Drake, Light Master, and we heal ourselves. And play the Cleric. I'm not sure. Probably wrong to play the Cleric, but it's running out of time. Okay, this is... Needless to say, this is a different kind of rogue. They never play Ragnaros in Miracle Rogue. So I have no idea what's going on here. But okay. He silences his own Ragnaros. Wow. So that's actually working out. Okay, so I will take all of this damage next turn. But thought still if I could remember what he played. Thought still could potentially give us cards that give lethal. Guess let's try that. We can deal 12, there's 8 more. SA7. Preparation doesn't help, unfortunately. So I think the idea is Asia Drake and heal ourselves to try to stay alive.
Right away.
Yeah, we can't interact with the board. So we're gonna take 14. Yeah, probably this is game. 1 Shadow Stab. That's enough. Yeah, it's enough damage. Yeah, this matchup is just it's not doable. I mean, it is technically doable. Yeah, I don't know what the hell this rogue is that plays Ragnaros. That's that's some crazy stuff. It was cool though, but normally they never play that. But yeah, this matchup is probably the biggest problem with playing this priest deck. I want to see if we can get another one where it's not Miracle Rogue, so we can see some different action. Mage, okay. Freeze Mage
The light shall bring victory.
is probably okay for this because we have a lot of healing. His hand looks pretty good. I think. If we're up against Freeze Mage, we have stuff we can put on the board early. Mirror Image right away. It's an unusual opener. slightly risky. If he plays a 3-2, then he can get rid of this. Well, I can clear the board. This is Loot Hoarder, so that still indicates that it's Freeze Mage. So one play is Wild Pyromancer, Coin, Powered Shield on the Pyromancer. All the minions are gone. Northshire Cleric is at 1 health.
Hunt too quickly.
Or we just coin, yeah, like this.
Right away.
And we keep 2 health on the Cleric for later healing. That's better.
The end is coming!
Oh, Doomsayer is terrible for us. Absolutely terrible. So the out we have is drawing Silence. We could play the Northshire Cleric and heal and hope we get that.
Is someone injured?
So we'll get 2 cards. Nope.
Right away.
Unfortunate. That's really bad for us. Alright, we can play the Yeti.
Job's done.
And I think we save a lot of the healing, like Earthen Ring Farseer. So we'll play the Blade Master first. Yeah, we need to start chipping away, and I think we heal the Blade Master. So now if there's Blizzard or whatever, we have Dark Scale Healer to heal our minions back up. Attack with this first. And it should be another Ice Barrier. Yep. But this is okay. We're chipping away at his cards. We can play this healer. Our minions are back to full health. That's fine. So it's fine. And damn, my throat is hoarse. Let's get some more water. Yep, let's just chip away.
Your turn to bleed!
Shall I strike?
So we're going to heal this guy. That's for sure. Let's think about what happens if he tries to board clear. How many minions can we save? So if he starts with a Flame Strike, he can kill one right away. The others have 4 damage on them. Usually there's only 1 Flame Strike. And if there's Blizzard, we can counter that with Holy Nova. But in case of Flame Strike, I think we keep the Protector, maybe? Let's try that. We have Shadow Word Death to deal with Antonidas. Okay, he does it this way. So now he's threatening a big flame strike. We can smite this though. And then Circle of Healing.
Shields up.
And we can play Ysera next turn. Although this turn could be an Alexstrasza turn for him. No, it's still Flame Strike. So we could try to preserve these so we can play the Ysera. I think getting the Ysera on the board soon is good. Forces a response like Polymorph or something. And she can give us more minions. So I'm gonna try that.
Your turn to bleed.
This one doesn't do a lot.
You require my assistance?
Here's Antonidas. Again, we have Shadow or Death for him.
Aha!
So it's a big deal whether or not we can pop the Ice Block. So I think we can Thought Steal to increase our chances. No, actually. No, we probably want to Holy Nova this turn. So we get rid of Antonidas. I mean, we could use Dream and get rid of Antonidas later as well. Let's try that, because it means maybe we can pop the... No, it doesn't work. So we use Dream on Antonidas. Holy Nova. We're very close to popping the Ice Block, but not there. And this also saves Shadow or Death for Alexstrasza, I guess. Kind of expecting Alexstrasza. No? No Alexstrasza means probably we win this game. It's getting a bit late for him. So Frost Nova, but we can silence the Blade Master to still trigger the Ice Block. And we can also Thought Steal. Those are not really useful. So we silence him to pop the Ice Block. And we Shadow Word Pain the Acolyte of Pain. I guess we can Arcane Intellect too. Bad ordering, but I feel like I'm in a good position. So I don't think it matters. Actually, we're gonna overdraw now because of the Arcane Intellect, so that's kind of stupid. No, wait, no, we have 9. Yeah, we have 9 cards, it's okay. Frost Nova again. Fireball first, but we have too much health to be killed this way, I think. He's running out of ways to stall as well. You just get the Cairn on the board. I think there's one Blizzard, one Ice Block, 2 Frost Novas already played. We can pass. Yeah, I should have played the Circle of Healing because now I'm gonna overdraw. Yeah, this is the Ice Block. Okay. So he gets a Fireball, and now I'm overdrawing. Yeah. So we can trigger this. I guess. We have Ysera Awakens to kill him next turn.
I shall bring you rest.
Can get rid of Antonius as well. And I don't... There should be no way for him to stay alive. We have 2 Ysera Awakens. Pretty good. All the ice blocks are gone. There's no... Well, he can heal with Alexstrasza, but he can't put us at 5 or lower, which would mean that we can't play the Ysera Awakens. Yeah, so he's gonna concede.
Well done.
All right. Yeah, so this is pretty good matchup for the priest. Unfortunately, it's similar to the Miracle Rogue matchup, where it's like it seems he has trouble interacting in a meaningful way. But I would say there's more play than in the Miracle Rogue matchup. I'll take another short break, and then I think I'll be back with at least one more priest game. So stay tuned for that. Alright, we are back. Let's do, I think, the final game of the stream. Another Wall Priest game. Trying to redeem the deck.
Anduin versus Gul'dan.
Your soul shall be mine.
The light shall bring victory.
We are starting. Yeah, I'm not sure. Last time we had Injured Blade Master plus Circle of Healing where we were too slow against Zoo Warlock, but we're gonna try again. Ooh, no, Shy Cleric is cool as well.
Is someone
Yeah, again, it's a risk putting it on the board, but... Oh, I totally forgot. So it's way bigger of a risk than I was thinking. Because it can be both Flame Imp and... yeah, Flame Imp is a problem, but Knife Juggler is also a problem. So there's really 4 cards that are a problem. In this case, it did really pay off though, because he had to use a Soulfire to get rid of it, losing 2 cards. So that's great, and should mean that we have good chances this game. Yeah, because there's not that much pressure on the board yet. We're gonna have the Blade Master established as early as next turn. Pyromancer could get rid of the Priestess, but would then die to the Voidwalker, so that's not a play. We can keep this for later. Unfortunately, the Voidwalker is super big now, so it doesn't even die to 1 Blade Master hit. We have to hit it twice.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Yeah, and things are starting to snowball.
Your turn to bleed.
But we can hit this, and we can heal with the bars here. That might force a trade. And we have the healer for next turn. So how well he can deal with our board this turn will determine how well the game goes from here, I think. Yeah, so it looks like he can clear the board. He has to trade 3 cards. Oh no, he doesn't trade. Yeah, that's a good point. Not trading means this becomes a 4/5. That's annoying. And I can't really do much about it.
Of course.
So I have to get rid of the Priestess, play the healer. Game is not over though, game just goes on. But that was a good way for him to trade there. It meant he got to establish this Dark Iron Dwarf. Okay, actually this is pretty great. Because we can play the Pyromancer, Holy Smite this, and then clear everything. Could even Circle of Healing to clear the golem that pops out, the damaged golem. And then we can heal the guy. Not a wonderful position still, because he's Warlock, so he can just keep drawing cards and keep putting things on the table. But at least having this means we have potential to clear what he puts on the board. We need to draw into some high value minions that can compensate for the fact that he's drawing more cards. So Holy Nova works great, that will clear the board here. Actually, well, we don't need to, we can just Holy Smite. Save the Holy Nova. And keep healing this guy. But yeah, we want big minions, especially. Maybe Cairn Bloodhoof. When we get to 9 mana, Ysera is also a great way to close the game out. As soon as he gets a Doomguard, it's gonna be a problem for us. He uses Soulfire though to get rid of this. Okay. Blood Steel is good. That's a way to generate some card value. So I think we have to play these. And then we heal ourselves. And maybe next turn we get Ysera, and then we can start, you know, getting cards back. He's getting lower on health every time he live taps, but it's such a slow process. We're not really dealing any damage to him in the process. Okay, so he gets rid of this. Defender of Arcus. Yeah, it's tricky. Because I mean, yeah, I can clear the board by silencing this and then Holy Nova and then trading here. But yeah, again, he has the card advantage, so we have to just top deck our way into closing the game out. But let's go for that. Because I don't think I have much choice. At least we can heal for 2 every turn. But we really need to draw those cards that can generate some card advantage.
The light protects me.
There's the Doom Guard. It's a problem card for us. Finally we get Karen, but you're showing up a little bit late, buddy. Just a little bit too late.
Put this apple on your head.
It's still kind of far from over. Now he's at 10. It's pretty low. We can Thought Steal, that's good. Yeah, this is not that bad. I think we get rid of the Knife Juggler. I think that's for sure. Play these. And we heal. Or do we heal Karen? So we can attack here. Attack our hero. I'm gonna heal my hero, I'm not sure. Yeah, you can still clear this in a nice way. Flame Imp can get rid of Voidwalker. Squire can get rid of this. Oh, he's doing it this way. If he live taps again, I was gonna say he risks losing to Holy Nova or Holy Smite, but now there's a taunt minion in the way, so this is becoming really problematic. I think the only card that saves us is Holy Nova. Yeah, this does not really do it.
For honor.
So all we can do is this. And then we just die. Oh, that's sad.
Job done. You have best.
Yeah, would love to finish. Actually, we're so close to doing this quest. Let's just do one last priest game. Maybe we can get one more win with the deck. On a coming stream, might try more of a standard priest, but I'm not exactly sure what those decks look like. But I think they play Holy Fire, Shadow of Madness, the Arcanized Soul Priest, Circle of Healing.
Shall bring victory.
Another priest. So Shadow Word Death, I'm not sure if it's good or not. It's good later in the game. I'm gonna mulligan this entire hand because we're trying to get on the board early, and those cards are useful later in the game. Yeti will probably be good in a Priest Mirror matchup. So one thing you gotta note with Priest is that Shadow Word Pain and Shadow Word Death, they can combined, it means you can get rid of minions that have less than 4 and higher than 4. But you can't get rid of minions that have 4. So that's kind of a magic number in this matchup. And the Chillwind Yeti and the healer, they both have 4. So we have that going for us. Also the Injured Blade Master has 4, Ysera has 4. A lot of our minions have 4, Karen has 4. Okay, we have a great curve. So we have that going for us. And I think the advantage again for us against the standard way to build Priest is that they will play a lot of cards that they can't really make good use of versus us. He's coining to heal. I think, yeah, I need to get rid of this so he doesn't just keep getting value out of it. And we'll heal the Yeti. Save the circle for now. Could be very nice if we get a cleric and we get the draw from it as well. So we don't get that, but he just passes, so we can play the Karen and attack. So we're taking control of the board now, pretty firmly at this point. And the healer is potentially a really good follow-up. Could heal both of these. So if he plays this... Okay. So he has a way to clear the Yeti. Okay, yeah, that was nice. But we can heal Karen. Kill this guy. Play the Yeti. Maybe should even play the circle here. I'm not sure. But he's already spent 1 Holy Smite. Could also be Holy Nova to get rid of this.
I wonder.
Not sure.
Let's move quickly.
Yeah, let's heal him. It's difficult to judge if that's gonna be worth it. But it means can't die to Holy Smite or Holy Nova. Holy Nova wouldn't be that bad though. Plays Holy Fire. This card is the advantage of playing the other priest build. Like there are some situations where it can be really good, like here. But it's a very defensive card. Now we finally have the cleric, so next turn we can do some cool combos here because we also drew the Blade Master. So we could play the cleric, the Blade Master, heal the Blade Master, get a card. That's only 6 mana spent. And then we could also play the Circle of Healing. And depending on what he plays, maybe one of our minions will be damaged too. Looks like that's going to be the case actually. Because we can attack into this. And then we'll draw even more cards. So, looks for... Ooh, Northshire. So we can draw a huge amount of cards, but maybe playing both of them will be too many. So we can play the Blade Master. And the Cleric.
Someone injured?
So let's try to trade here. Actually, Holy Nova works too. That might be one of the best opportunities to use it. So I think I'm gonna go for that. Because then we get to keep the Aesir Drake, which I really like. Oh, that was just a fuck up. I should have played the Circle of Healing. That was a mess up by me. We get 2 cards. We heal our minions. There's no real good reason not to do it. And it could hurt us. But looks like we're getting away with it. So that's pretty lucky. Oh, we have 3 Northshire clerics. Yeah, we don't need all of them. So we can attack here. So how many cards do we have? 5, 6, 7, 8. We want to be kind of careful here to not draw too many cards. Yeah, we can get rid of the Shadow Pain to clear our hand a little bit.
Your turn to bleed.
We can kill this. We can kill the Duck Scale Healer, get 2 cards. Can heal this a bit more. Maybe give the Drake more health.
For honor.
And things are looking up.
Right away.
I think the circle is also fine. Just replace it and heal the Blade Master. And now we have lethal if he doesn't clear at least one of these minions. Okay, Holy Fire does mean that we don't have lethal. But it's only delaying the game. So we can deal 13 plus 3. Play the Blade Master. Heal, see what we get. Yeah, that's not lethal, so we just attack with everything. And I could put the clerics on the board just to get them out of my hand. Because now we're at 10 cards. Becomes kind of hard to heal then. But I don't have to heal. Oh, well, no, he could heal us to make us overdraw, so let's not have that happen. Let's let's play the Pyromancer instead. That only we can trigger. And the other one. This is fine. Now, maybe he has Arcanine Soul Priest and 2 Circle of Healings, and he can clear this. But we still haven't used our Ysera. Holy Nova, yep. Looks like he can't clear. Alright, then that's game. Alright, yeah, we got a win as with the final priest game. And there you also got to see a little bit of the variety in priest. Okay, cool. That's gonna be it for today. Unless we want to open some packs, maybe we can open some packs. Did we? No, we only have 400 gold. Let's wait until we have more. Alright, that's gonna be it for today. Thanks for watching. The Hearthstone streams, as usual, are just kind of spontaneous. And I'm just, talking through the decks and playing with them. Trying to sort of, with every stream, expand on what has been shown before, so that a wide variety of decks will be shown. Maybe eventually we will basically have covered all of the possibilities of Hearthstone. So that's kind of the plan going forward. Yeah, so thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. And on Monday, there's going to be a Harry Potter stream of the classic-ish format if you're interested in that, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, see you next time, and bye-bye.